So a new weapon pity system is coming in Genshin Impact 2.0, and how much better is the new system and how much money do you save? Let's find out using math. For everyone who doesn't know how the new pity system works, essentially they added this new pity system onto the weapon banner, and basically if you do not get the weapon you want after 2 drop, you get the weapon you want for sure now. Right, so the way it works is that you will choose a weapon that that you want, right? And then you start collecting points anytime you not roll that weapon. So it could be the other feature banner weapon, or it could be like any other weapon. Anytime that you roll any other weapon, you get 1 point toward your pity. And when you're at 2 points, your next 5-star is guaranteed to be the weapon that you select. But do know that anytime that you get the weapon that you select, you will reset your point. So let's say you're at 1 out of 2 points and you get the Skyward Pride, which is the weapon you selected, then even though you're not at 2 out of 2 yet, you will still reset the point and you go back to 0 out of 2. Alright, so this is a new weapon pity system. And how much better is it? Well, why don't we find out using statistic. Oh yeah, and of course don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and click the notification bell. And wait, what do you guys want me to say again? The question is, well, when it comes to a complicated probability model like this, how can we accurately measure the probability of you getting what you desire? And the answer is surprisingly simple. We can just do something called the Markov chain, which is basically built for scenario like this. The Markov chain is a statistical model that follows similar to a finite state machine. However, unfortunately, I'm too papiga to actually do this because my brain is too small. And so we're just gonna do this the easy way, which is through writing an entire Python program and simulating the entire thing. Oh, chat, we did it, guys. Chat, we did it. Calculating? Yeah, it's calculating. Before we begin, there's something important I want to talk about, and that is there currently is already a payday system built in that guarantees you to get a 5-star item every 80 pull. However, as many of you might know, the pity does not actually start at 80, but instead have a soft pity at around 60, which we found out using statistics. In today's video, we're actually going to incorporate the soft pity into calculation, and the soft pity basically start at 63 and gradually increase the more pull you do. Anyway, let's get started. So let's begin by talking about the old system, and suppose you have a weapon banner in front of you and you want to pull the Freedom Sworn. So Freedom Sworn is the desired weapon that you want. How many pull would it take on average for you to get a Freedom Sworn or your desired weapon? Here we can see that under the old system, on average it will take 140 pull, and on medium it will take 105 pull. So most people take about 100 pull-ish to get the 5-star weapon that they want, in this case the Freedom Sworn. You can see there's a large spike around the 70 range zone, and then there's another big spike in the 130 zone. This is corresponding to the first and the second pity, which is not too unexpected because most people do get it on their first or their second pull, because after all, it is pretty close to a 50-50, and if you do not get it in the first 2 pull or pity pull, then you can see there's another spike at the third pity pull range, which is around the 200s. Knowing basic probability, these results shouldn't be too surprising to you. However, what I want to drive your attention to is around here. There's actually a decent amount of people who take over 300 pull to get their desired weapon. Over 1 million people simulated, about 7.6% actually have to spend over 300 pull to get 1 copy of their desired weapon. Once again, in this case, the Freedom Sworn, which is close to $600. On the higher end of the spectrum, we can even see people spend close to 1,000 pull before getting a single copy of their desired weapon. About 1.1% of the people have to spend more than 500 pull, and about 0.008% of the people spend over 1,000 pull to get a single copy of their desired weapon, which is close to $2,000. So some people have to spend almost $2,000 to get a single copy of their desired 5-star weapon. In fact, you probably have heard people did that before. With the new system, the average is now 105 pull, with the medium at about 97 pull. And most noticeably is that on the higher end of the spectrum, you can see that everyone pretty much get their desired weapon at most 200 pull. This is of course because of the new pity system, which basically guaranteed you to get your desired weapon at your third weapon. With a million people simulated, about 7.1% people spent over 200 pull, which is on the bottom end of the spectrum. Now this number is very similar to before, with it being slightly lower than before actually. And in case you're curious why it is lower than before, and that's because you can get a 5-star drop anytime before your pity. And previously, what might happen is that you get a 5-star drop that is not on the feature banner before your pity, and you're not really sure that if you're lucky or unlucky. But now that will actually contribute to the new pity timer, which increases chances of getting your desired weapon before the last hard pity, and therefore it is slightly lower than before. For most players, this doesn't really save you any money. Maybe it saves you at most a 10 pull. However, it does prevent you from getting super unlucky and never getting the weapon you want, despite spending a lot of money, which I guess is a good thing. So now let's talk about the whale version of this, which is pulling for Refine 5. And how much money do you save if you're going for Refine 5? Do you even save any money? Well, let's take a look. With the old weapon, pulling for a desired weapon at R5 will cost you on average 670 pull and a 640 pull median. And if you're confused why this doesn't really line up with the graph, and that is because the upper hand of the spectrum is dragging all the number up. And in simple terms, that means that unlucky people might be super unlucky and cost them a lot of money. Remember how much an unlucky person have to spend to get one copy of their desired weapon? Now just think about doing it for 5 times. More than 9.5% people actually have to spend over 1,000 pull to get the R5 weapon that they desire, which is a pretty significant portion of the population. The unluckiest person actually spent over 2,500 pull to get the R5 desired weapon, which is about 4 times the average cost of getting a R5 desired weapon. So someone had to spend 4 times more as much to get their R5. With the new system, however, getting a R5 on average is 473 pull, and so is it medium. I mean, for most people, they are looking to save about $300 when moving from the old system to the new system if they're pulling for a R5 weapon that they desire. Now, on the higher end of the spectrum, we can see that nobody go over 800 pull because of the guarantee. So meaning that 800 pull is the max you need to spend for a R5 weapon now, which equate to about $1,500. In comparison to previously, the most expensive R5 weapon was about $5,000, so he saved almost $4,000 if he was using the new system instead. While this new pity system is great, there's a certain part that I dislike and I want to talk about it and make it very clear. The new heart pity system is not carried over banner, and what that means is that if you are at 2 out of 2 and the next banner come around, you will reset back to 0 out of 2. So if you're at 2 out of 2 for your heart pity, you feel encouraged to spend because you're just so close to your 5-star weapon. And this we refer to as the sunk cost fallacy. Because you already spent so much and you're so close already, you might as well spend a little bit more just to get it, right? And at that point, you'll be spending money and you'll be falling into MiHoYo traps. And to some degree, this also employs the near miss effect where you feel like you're so close and you're not really failing and instead you're succeeding. Anyway, just remember to spend responsibly, and thank you for watching this very boring math video. And if you're looking for more boring math video, feel free to check out about the Genshin Science series where I uncover science in Genshin Impact. And of course, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think about the new system, and I'll see you guys next time.